Okay, Itamakskanaatani, good morning. It is maybe a half hour, 40 minutes past dawn on Thursday, December 28th, 2017, in the lunar cycle Misamiko Komiatos, the long night's moon. And it's too cold. It's been serious cold here since Christmas Eve. That's when it started dipping, and it's been in a range of about 20 below to 30 below ever since. It's currently, I believe, about 22 degrees below zero, which actually feels warm compared to 30 below. These kind of temperatures, well, these are Celsius temperatures, by the way. I'm in Canada, so we figure everything in Celsius. But Celsius and Fahrenheit aren't that different when we get down to these kind of temperatures. I think they meet at 40 below. So we're getting close to the meeting point. So it's definitely well below 0 Fahrenheit as well. And I'm out for a hike this morning because I'm not going to run in these temperatures. I have before. You know, I've run at 20 below, 22 below like it is right now. I've done that before, but it's no fun. And really, it's dangerous. A guy should try not to sweat in these kind of temperatures because the sweat quickly freezes and you can become hypothermic, all that kind of thing. The old people here, they're really careful in the wintertime. When they go traveling and this kind of thing, they always dress warm and they carry blankets in case something happens to your vehicle or what have you. Yesterday, one of my friends was traveling, younger, well, not young, older than me, but younger than the elders, the people who are elders for me these days. Anyway, she was traveling, and she knows this, you know, she knows from growing up here that you should dress warm and carry blankets and all that. Sure enough, she went in the ditch because it's slippery on the roads, and she was pretty rural. And she was just lucky. Her phone was almost dead because the phone batteries don't last long in these temperatures either. Her phone was almost dead, and she just had enough. Power left to make a call to get help to come and get her. Otherwise, she'd have been walking home, and she just had a thin jacket on. She might have froze to death. So you got to take this cold seriously. But if you're wearing the right gear, which doesn't take much, like right now, I'm wearing like a tank top t-shirt, you know, wife beater style, and I've got a thermal long underwear set. It's a onesie. Oh, wow. I've just come across the bucks here. I gotta show you this. It's 2 bucks up here on the hill. Big racks. These are mule deer, just like the does that I passed on my way. Look at these big boys. That's pretty nice. See if they let me walk past them or if they're gonna go strutting away. They don't want to expend a lot of energy in this cold either, so if they can just stay still, they will. They know we're in the city, so the likelihood of my endangering them is, by trying to kill them, is very low. Look at those guys. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful animals. Okay, I'm going to take my focus off of them so that but they won't be concerned. Just walk on by. Put the camera angled so you can see them behind me. Any case, yeah, I got this onesie thermal on, and then I've got kind of a cotton hoodie, thin cotton hoodie over that on the top, snow pants on the bottom, and you know, just my regular winter style jacket. This is only the base layer of my jacket. I have also a top that I can bring up over it. Wow, there's more bucks down the hill from me too. There's a lot of deer in this one little draw this morning. Yeah, there's another couple of bucks. When I get up closer, if they're still there, I'll show them. One of them is probably one of the ones that came off the hill. I know there's another one that stayed there. So, and then I've got just, what do you call them? Gumboots. Just simple gumboots. I'm not even wearing socks. And fairly thin gloves. But I find that, you know, my feet and my hands and stuff, once I get warmed up, they stay warm, and they kind of help keep me, if I don't coat them too heavily with gloves and, you know, socks and stuff like that, they help keep my body from getting too sweaty too, right? This is a little bit of a technique as well, not to overdo it on the hands and the feet, and the head actually is another one. I could be wearing all kinds of, you know, masks, ski mask, and all this kind of stuff. Getting close to those deer. I'll turn the camera around here. Hold on. It's a smaller, younger buck down here, and then the one that with the bigger antlers there. I think he was one of the ones up there on the hill. Trotted down here to this guy. Yeah, they don't want to run. Trying to conserve energy. But I'm dangerously close. If I had a bow and they were in an area where hunting is legal, they'd be in big trouble right now. I could almost run at them right now and probably touch one of them. My world, the coolies. Any case, so yeah, you don't have to dress too warm, and if you keep, like, when you first get outside, of course, you gotta really, like, I can't keep these gloved hands and thin gloves out here in the open air when I first get out, but once I'm warmed up, it's not a problem. Same thing with my head, kind of put the extra hoodie over top. Once I get warmed up, I can remove that, and it helps just keep me comfortable. So yeah, these are some of my my own techniques. It's not hard to stay warm out here, but if you start off, you know, without the appropriate wear, you're gonna be dead. So not running this morning, but I figured I would take a nice hike, couple hour hike. Gonna go down and visit the Rock Cathedral, aka the thing in the river bottom, that art installment that's been growing and growing. I took a visitor to Lethbridge down there last week before this really cold snap hit, to show her it, and they had like stockings hung up and some Christmas stuff there. They always got something new, so I want to go down and see what's changed since Christmas Day, whether the stockings are full. And I want to do my Thursday update. It's time for my Thursday update. So yeah, it's too cold. I've decided that, you know, on that scale of Celsius, Fahrenheit, and what have you, I feel like, you know, you're measuring down to a certain point, and I think once you hit about 20 below, they should just have it cut off right there. Okay, just have it cut off, and the line out to the side, and instead of a number, it just says too cold. And if it drops anywhere below that, you know, you're in the too damn cold range. And then at the bottom, you just should just have some kind of indication that life cannot exist at this temperature. No, it's not too bad out here. 22 degrees below zero, piece of cake. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in my clothing description, when it gets down to these temperatures, I also like to wear a buff. A very thin but wool fabric buff. Or it's not straight wool, but it's incorporating wool into it. And I like this, nice and thin. You know, a lot of guys wear those polypropylene kind of, I think that's what it's called, those masks. And I find that those trap in a lot of moisture and they ice up. You know, if I'm out here half an hour with one of those masks on, or anything like it that goes around the neck and stuff, near to my mouth, you can see ice crystals, you know, form around on my beard and my mustache and stuff around my mouth. You know, if it's really cold, I'll get ice in all the hair on my face, right? The eyelashes, the eyebrows, everything traps moisture. One of those polypropylene things traps wicked moisture, and they ice up and they make you cold. It's no good. But I find that these buffs, you know, the ones from the Buff Company that are made of wool and that are thin, or made with wool and that are thin, they're perfect. They're perfect. They help you retain or help you keep your neck warm without trapping in any of that moisture, without making an icy mess around your mouth and neck. So I really like and advocate the buffs. Anyhow, what is going on in the life of Rye? What's happened this past week? I think the last Thursday update installment that I did was on Friday. Didn't even hit it on the Thursday, and I was out Christmas shopping and saw some of that. So obviously we had Christmas. I made a little Christmas video just to show some of the scenes. I didn't make my usual, like typically on Christmas, I'll also make a video where I show the things that I received as gifts. And this year I decided not to do that. I just kind of, I don't know, just passed that one by. But what I'm gonna do probably is for a couple of the things that I received, I'll do kind of product reviews. I've left them unopened, and I'm gonna do some product review videos from the very start of opening them and testing them, playing with them for a while. There's a couple of things. I got this miniature drone with a camera that I think is, you know, it's not a wallet breaking kind of a drone. Hey, it just runs off of a few AAA batteries, and I think the internal camera gets charged through a USB cord. So it's going to be interesting to test. I also ordered myself for Christmas these things that I saw advertised on Facebook called Epi, which are using technologies from Egyptian mummies, using wax and tree resin infused cotton cloth, to preserve, in this case, food. And what this company is asking is for people to begin using these cloths rather than disposable plastics like sandwich bags, Ziplocs, and all that kind of stuff, to keep their food. So including, you know, what you might bring your lunch in, unless you got soup or something, and what you put in the refrigerator and that kind of thing. So I bought, you know, their basic set of 3 of these epi cloths, different sizes, and I want to test those out, see how they hold up. Most of what I got for Christmas presents myself was clothes. Mahoney and Sheen were tired of seeing me wearing the same shirts day after day, year after year, tattered and holy, and they want me to make offerings out of those, so they bought me a bunch of new base layer type long sleeve shirts, which I needed, and that'll be good. So you'll see me wearing something different in the coming season when I'm not in a jacket. Yeah, I'm here at Rock Cathedral. I should just show you that right now while we're standing here. I just walked up to it, and it's been growing and growing. I think the last time I visited it on video was at night, so you really couldn't get an accurate look. Here's one of the couple of stockings hung here. Okay, Santa didn't visit, or if he did, he didn't leave anything. There's some Christmas ornaments, another stocking over there. Hey, let's go up inside and just have a look since we're here. See what's new. Yeah, lots of little Christmas ornaments and stuff have popped up recently here. Always something new at Rock Cathedral. Some little birdies, goldfinches. Yeah, lots of ornaments. So, what did I get for Mahoney? Because that was my main, shopping mission, right? And I don't think I showed any of it on video because, I didn't want her to watch it and for it to be given away. I didn't really pick her up very much of anything from the stores. I mean, I did. I think when I went out on Friday, I stopped at London Drugs. There I bought her basically just some like candy and nuts and stuff like that, like smokehouse almonds, those kind of things. And then at Bianca's liquidation place, I got her a couple of scarves, some nice but inexpensive scarves that she can wear to work, kind of a thing. And what else from the stores? Like I say, there's not too much I got. I got her an old, well, actually, it's a new design Guns N' Roses t-shirt. But she's a longtime Guns N' Roses fan, Mahoney, so I got her a Guns N' Roses t-shirt and a Supernatural, I think it's called. It's some TV show she watches. I bought her some pajama pants and a couple of like warm leggings. These kind of things. These are the store-bought things that I got, and then I ordered her a couple of things off the line. I went for one of those subscription deals that I was talking about, the subscription boxes. So I ordered her Creepy Crate. Hadn't shown up yet, so I had to just give her a card that said that she was getting Creepy Crate, and that card had the Bumble on it from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stop motion anime classic, So I let her know that she's got Creepy Crate coming. Creepy Crate is a subscription box that has materials in it that relate to like scary movies and serial killers and this kind of stuff. She watches a lot of that kind of stuff, so I figure that'll be fun. And then I ordered her the master cooking class. They have these master classes online from very famous people in their different fields, and I bought her the cooking class with Gordon Ramsay. So she's got 20 cooking lessons with Gordon, and there's some interactive component and this kind of thing to it, and she can have access to it lifelong. So some fun stuff that I think I did her all right on Christmas for as much stress as the whole ordeal puts on me. So yeah, we had our Christmas bash, went to go see Star Wars and all of that, and then the last couple of days, we just been at home. Yesterday I kind of got back to work on my research project, and today we're going to do more work on that. I have some jiu-jitsu tonight. My new jiu-jitsu partner's turning out all right. Hopefully you'll be seeing him on the channel with some jiu-jitsu pretty soon, but you know, he wants to feel like he's got some basics down so he doesn't embarrass himself too much before we start putting videos out there. That's cool. Maybe I can convince him to do something a little scripted, like a drill or something tonight. We'll see. What else has been going on? Oh yeah, I remember what else. I have been accepted as a new member of the Lethbridge Combat Sports Commission. So I have my first meeting of the commission on January 10th, and then mid-February we got 2 weekends back to back with fight promotions going on in the city. So we've got a couple of different, they're both mixed martial arts fights, and so it should be fun. I have no idea, you know, what my role and responsibilities and that kind of thing is going to be, but I saw that the commission was retiring a couple of members and looking for a couple of new ones. And so I threw my name in the hat, and I wrote him a letter and basically said that I'm not a fighter. I've never had that in me, and at this point I'm old. But that in one way or another, martial arts has been in my life a long time, since I was 12, and I love it. And you know, over the past couple of decades, the martial arts has changed so much, transformed so much compared to what I grew up with. And that change, you know, is a result of the really the inauguration of the UFC by the Gracies, but everything that's come from that, the development of the Ultimate Fighting Champion, and every year we're learning more. We're learning more and more and more about what works and what doesn't work in certain situations with different kind of fighters and this kind of thing. So much is being learned, and I'm really grateful for those maniacs who are willing to get in there and put their bodies on the line for everybody to gain this knowledge. So I'd like to contribute in some way to the sport, and since I'm not going to contribute as a fighter ever, for sure, obviously I'm so not the fighting type. Since that's not my role, maybe being on the Combat Sports Commission and supporting the sport in that regard is what I can do to be of benefit to the whole process. So yeah, that's good. That's a new cool thing that's coming up, and of course I will be reporting on that further, and it's going to be a whole new learning experience for me, you know, and not just a learning experience, but an experience in general. And I'm sure I'm going to meet a lot of cool people, and maybe in the upcoming year some things will be happening at my training facility, you know, as a trickle down from that. I don't know, but I can't see anything but good coming from it. Other than that, obviously I gotta make some commitments with my time and that kind of thing, which that's the sacrifice part. So, but it's other than that, all I can see is benefit, right? So yeah, that's a new development. What else is going on? Not much. That's about it for news this week. I guess the only other thing that's perhaps worth noting is that I've kind of renewed my efforts with my Facebook, with my private Facebook group /game. Oh, I just saw an owl. A rather large owl, I believe, fly in front of me. Let's see if we can find him. Super excited. I think that was possibly a Gyrfalcon or Gyrfalcon. I don't know how it's pronounced. G-Y-R falcon. It's the largest of the falcon species in our region. It even will take on eagles and stuff. Thought it was an owl at first because the muff here is really good territory for owls. They kind of hang up in the bushes and wait for something to go down the path, and then they take it. Not typical hawk behavior to be in that kind of closed, tight space, but a falcon can manage it. And I do believe, I'm going to have to look at the video when I get home, but I do believe it had kind of the falcon markings, but it definitely wasn't a prairie falcon, at least not in its usual color morph. Wasn't a merlin, certainly wasn't a kestrel. And I've come across evidence now of at least something it's been doing lately. Look at this. This looks to be, to me, like maybe a gray partridge. Like maybe it caught a gray partridge and ate a gray partridge in here. This is recent. I've been looking for that falcon because me and one of my students observed it at Spopikami. We just got a brief glimpse of it. It was down in the bullberry and currant patches on the south end of the pond, and as we were passing it, it flew up and flew past us. This was a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, and probably about 3 weeks ago. And I was like, gee, I think that's a Gyrfalcon and Gyrfalcon. And then I was looking on iBird, an app that I have on my phone. And most of the Gyrfalcon photos, the bird looked a little bit lighter than that. But I think that's who it is. Look at this. I don't know what that nastiness is right there. I guess that's the guts, eh? Maybe with it being this big, I don't know if it's a gray partridge or a pheasant. I'm not seeing any of the really big, like pheasant size plumes, feathers. Sorry, not plumes, but feathers. And so, partridge, I think, is what we've got going on here. Yeah, that's really cool. So hopefully I got with the GoPro here, hopefully I can close in and get a nice clear image of it and tell for sure what it is, because I've been on the lookout for it for weeks now. So what an exciting morning wildlife wise, with all the deer and the geese and ducks at the river. I saw a porcupine, but he went into a hole, one of the old beaver dens that's dug into the side of a cut bank. I went in to look in there with the camera, but you couldn't really see anything. It's too deep in there. But that falcon, holy moly, yeah, that's great. Anyway, I was saying I'm renewing my game. I lost it, by the way. It's eluded me now. My online game, Salubrious Indulgence in Facebook, I've kind of renewed my efforts in that. I was doing poor. I was still like monitoring every day on all those health domains and stuff that I've been watching, you know, with myself. Spiritual health, sleep, getting the right amount of sleep and dreaming, physical health, nutritional health, relational health. Oh, he's up there. He's up there on the side. I can see him up there. He's eating something up there. You're probably not going to be able to see him. He's so far away, and the GoPro's not really meant for this. But he's eating on something up there. We're going to see, because that's where I got to pass right by. He's right on my trail. Very cool. Very cool. I wouldn't be surprised if it's, well, could still be the carcass from his bird that he caught here. It could be something else. Maybe it's a rabbit or something. I'm going to sign off so that I can kind of make my way slowly there and try to take a picture of him. There's some more deer going up the hill. A buck and a doe going up the side here. Yeah, lots of wildlife this morning. So yeah, I'm going to sign off, but yeah, I'm playing the Salubrious Indulgence game, and I've kind of renewed my efforts, and I saw that there are maybe a couple of people who are going to make New Year's resolutions out of joining the play with me, which is pretty cool. So if you're on Facebook and you're interested in a health challenge for the new year, hit me up. My name on Facebook is just Ryan Heavyhead, and message me, let me know you're interested in Salubrious Indulgence, and I'll add you to the group. All right. See you next week.